Hello and welcome. I am Webweaver and I'm so glad you have found my channel here today. This is where I do a weekly tarot reading just to give us some guidance for what might be coming our way in the week ahead. As always, these readings are for entertainment purposes only, and I am using the Slavic Legends Tarot deck, which every one of the major arcana in the Slavic Legends deck has a story or information from Slavic legend. All the major arcana are tied to a legend. So I have my book here to read to you what the legend is if we pull any major arcana cards. I am outside, so if you hear any noises, I do apologize. A neighbor behind me this time decided to start mowing their lawn. Let me make sure these are okay. Making sure they're all going one direction. All right, I do have my microphone on me though, so I'm hoping that that kind of limits the noise around me and brings, not all the right way, yes. Got some squirrels playing in the woods up in front of me, and this is not even because I forgot to bring my little wooden desk thing out, lap desk, so but we're out in nature, touching grass, as the kids say. You need to go touch grass. It's like, you have no idea, kid. You have no idea how much I need to touch grass. I need to bathe in it at this point. All right, so this will be for the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. 20th, 21st, 22nd, yeah, through the 26th. So, what do we need to know for this week ahead? What are our messages for this week ahead? July 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. What do we need to know for the week ahead? What's our messages? Alright, we shall stop here and see where we are. For Monday, we have the Hanged Man. Alright, so the Hanged Man indicates that we need to look at things from a different perspective. We need to pause, take in the situation. It is a major arcana, so I am looking for the page in my book. But it's just, we need to take a moment to stop, to look around, to get a different perspective. But that active non-striving, I feel, is the message there. So the story that goes along with it. The Hanged Man card depicts Veles, or Veles, or Volos, one of the main Slavic deities, the god of the earth and water, cattle, and the underworld, also associated with harvest and falsehood. He is considered a deity with multiple aspects and functions. Veles is usually associated with the underworld, but is also connected to nature, cattle, and wisdom. Veles was often depicted as a giant or a dragon, sometimes as a human, with animal features such as horns and a tail. He was regarded as the ruler of the underworld, responsible for the realm of the dead and all aspects of underground life. However, Veles was not only a dark figure. In many beliefs, he was also considered a deity of fertility, protector of animals, guardian of shepherds and patron of craftsmanship. Veles was perceived as the lord of cattle, and his presence was believed to ensure good harvests and successful livestock breeding. He also played a role in mythological narratives, particularly in relation to the god Perun. Veles often appeared as a rival or adversary to Perun, and their conflicts symbolized the struggle between the forces of the heavens and the underworld. He was also associated with wisdom and esoteric knowledge, and was considered a spiritual guide and guardian of magic, as well as a protector of secrets and hidden knowledge. So, the Hanged Man, the first thing that always comes to mind is that seeing things from a different perspective. You're hanging upside down, things are going to look different, right? It can also mean letting go, that active non-striving, letting things happen as they're going to happen. It could mean that you're in a transitional phase of life. And that you need to maybe surrender to the experience, if you will. You're hanging upside down. You can't control what's going on. You need to just let it happen. Let it go. All right, so that's Monday. For Tuesday, we have the Tower. All right, so the Tower card, I think a lot of us are familiar with the Tower card. The Tower card is where everything that no longer serves our highest good crashes to the ground. So when you are in a tower phase of life, it sucks. It does. It's some kind of sudden, drastic change. It can be a revelation. It can be a removal of blocks, but it is some kind of unexpected event that changes everything. So, Perun, who is the counterpart to the Hanged Man that we just read about, is the Tower card. Considered one of the most powerful Slavic gods, the god of thunder, lightning, sky, and power. Perun is worshipped as the god of storms, ruling the heavens and controlling the element of fire. His thunder and lightning symbolize his presence and might. He was seen as a guardian of order and justice, as well as a protector of people against evil. In Slavic mythology, Perun is often depicted as a man with an imposing stature, a beard, and long hair. He holds an axe or hammer in his hand, which symbolizes his power and strength. He was revered by warriors who sought his support before battle. Perun also had significant social importance, as his cult was widespread among Slavic communities. He was widely respected and worshipped. His figure symbolized the power of nature, justice, and authority, and his presence was felt in the daily lives and rituals of Slavic communities. His name was often used in the names of rulers and heroes. Perun played an important role in the beliefs related to the struggle between good and evil. He was often portrayed as a rival or adversary of Chernobog, the god of darkness and ill fate. Their conflict symbolized the battle between the forces of heaven and the underworld. In contemporary times, the figure of Perun reminds us of the power of nature and its unpredictability. His name is often used in reference to thunder and lightning, and his presence can be found in Slavic literature, art, and culture as a symbol of strength and unwavering resolve. So some kind of change is coming. Drastic, sudden change, a downfall potentially, a release of something potentially, some kind of change of plans, very sudden. It could be a blow to the ego. I'm not feeling that today though. I don't know. I'm feeling this is more something sudden coming. It could be in our personal lives, it could be in the bigger picture, but I find it interesting that the counterpart to the Hanged Man is the Tower, and we pulled one after the other. So we've got those forces of dark and light, good and evil, you know, those stereotypical forces at play here. All right, so Wednesday, we have the Knight of Cups. So as always, the cups are emotion, psychic abilities, feelings, kind of thing. But this night, unlike the other nights, which are they're a bit more active, this night, yeah, the horse has got his hoof up, but they aren't really, he's drinking from a chalice. They aren't really moving anywhere very quickly. This is not outward movement that we're used to. This is more internal, introspective, sensitivity, imagination, romance. It could be a chivalrous act. It could be some kind of proposition being made. But I think we're being asked to look inward, turn inwards. How are we feeling? What are we feeling? Maybe after these two things happen, we need to check in with ourselves. How are we feeling about what just happened the day or two before? So that is the Knight of Cups. Thursday, cards are sticking. Oh, another Knight of Swords. Compare this Knight to the Knight of Cups, right? So when I say he's not moving quite so much, he's not moving quite so much. So the Knight of Swords is on Thursday. So we take a moment, we go inward. How are we feeling? What do we need to do? Get in touch with ourselves. And then boom, this is very direct. Swords are air. There's an ant on the card, so my apologies. Swords are air. So this is going to be using our knowledge and our authority and our logic to move forward directly, authoritatively, no fear. This is a momentum change, a swift change, because look at how fast he's moving, right? We are going off on an adventure. This is like Bilbo Baggins running off on his adventure. So Thursday, I think we have some stuff happen the beginning of the week, whether in our personal lives or otherwise. Wednesday, we need to just pause and say, okay, how am I feeling? And then Thursday, we need to charge forward with no fear, with the knowledge that we have gained this week and before. This is a momentum change. Something is shifting here on Thursday. And then Friday, we have the Nine of Cups, more cups again. So again, cups are emotion, and nines are right at the, 9 is pretty much the end. Like 10 is like, okay, we're wrapping this up. 9, this is wish fulfillment, satisfaction, pleasure, hospitality. Our gracious fishy host here is offering us all kinds of cups. This is material, emotional, and physical well-being. So, there you have it. Whatever we're charging into, it is for our highest good, right? So that's Friday. Saturday, these cards are still sticky. Okay, we have the High Priestess. So, the High Priestess is very much about it's not, so just like the Hanged Man was that active non-striving, she is very much non-action. It's not inaction. It's not doing nothing. It's non-action. It's that internal awareness, unconscious awareness, lots of potential with her. It's an inner knowledge. It's intuition. Something you can only understand once you've gone through it and you've experienced it. So this is that, again, we're turning inward, but we have that inner knowledge. We need to listen to our intuition. She can have to do with lunar magic. We do have a full moon coming up, not this week, but next week. I will be out of town this weekend. I'll be doing my reading from elsewhere, but So I don't know that it ties into the moon necessarily, but it does have to do with moon magic. But this is really intuition and wisdom and inner knowledge, and we need to tap into that on Saturday in some way. So then on Sunday, we have the Page of Cups. So as I've said before, oh wait, I need to read the High Priestess. I'm sorry. High Priestess. The High Priestess card, we have Znakora, also known as, oh, I'm going to butcher this, Zeptuka, or Wise Baba. Znakori are important figures in Slavic culture, particularly in folk traditions and beliefs. Here's some information about them. A Znakora is a woman who possesses knowledge and skills related to folk medicine, magic, divination, and healing. They were widely respected in Slavic communities as individuals with the ability to communicate with the spiritual world and possessing knowledge about herbs, magic, rituals, and traditions. Znakori were often associated with the healing of various illnesses and ailments using natural remedies such as herbs, potions, poultices, or prayer. It was believed that they had the gift of healing and the ability to see the future. Additionally, Znakori also served as advisors and spiritual guides in communities. People sought their help in various matters, such as love, marriage, fertility, protection from evil spirits, or attracting prosperity. In Slavic culture, Znakora were often portrayed as older women with deep knowledge and life experience. They were sometimes regarded as intermediaries between the human world and the spirit realm, being in contact with supernatural beings and ancestral beings or spirits. Unfortunately, due to the diversity of traditions and beliefs, there's no single definition or description of a Znakora or Wise Baba. Their roles and functions vary depending on the region and community. However, in a general sense, Znakora constituted an important part of the spiritual and medical life of Slavic communities. All right, so that was the High Priestess. And then for Sunday, we have the Page of Cups. So again, cups, lots of cups this week. A page, to me, I always think of a runner, like the news runners, the page, bringing news, bringing some kind of information. And this one happens to be emotional or intuitive information. Cups have to do with that psychic ability, so it may be a spiritual message that you're receiving, downloading from the ether, I don't know. It could be that you're ready to try something new. Pages sometimes indicate a new beginning of some sort, but I always see them more as a news bringer. So use your intuition, use your emotions. Whatever news you get may be emotional, but it's not necessarily a baneful news, if you know what I mean. So use your intuition, be loving, be emotional, show your emotions on Sunday. It could be the beginning of something. All right, well, I hope that you have found this helpful. I hope it makes sense. And I will be back next Sunday with our next reading. I'll find somewhere to sneak off and get it done. I hope you have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Tuesday especially. We are still in Mercury retrograde, so travel may be challenging. Mercury retrograde is over. I believe it's Thursday in the 6 o'clock hour. I have saved my traveling until after then. So travel may be challenging. Communication may be challenging. So just, we're almost at the end of this retrograde cycle. So if you find any of those challenges coming up, just take a deep breath and say, all right, I got this. I got this. And I'll see you next Sunday. Blessed be.